Today's box card is the Sunflowers box card. So the Sunflowers box card I bought on its own. I didn't buy in a set. I'm sure it came in a set, but I didn't want the set because the set probably had other elements that were not box cards, and I just wanted the box card for my Thanksgiving box cards. And I don't know why I'm only into making box cards. so the graphics that I used are from designbundles.net, which is this graphic and this graphic. And this graphic from the back is also on this, but you can't really see it because it's covered with sunflowers. The wood grain that you see here is from Recollections from Michaels, and the rest of the paper, the plain paper, is from Michaels. Also, I believe Recollections or Craftsmart. I don't know. Probably Recollections. The pink graphic on here is a shimmery graphic. I mean, not a shimmery graphic. It's a shimmery pattern, a shimmery plain paper that someone actually gave me. I don't usually buy those. Occasionally I will, but these were all given to me, the paper, and I used the yellow pearl pearl cabochons on these, and so it's not that hard of a card to make, and it looks hard, but it's not that hard. The brown circles in here, I don't know if you can see very well. You'll be able to see it when I assemble it. They come with a solid one in the back and then a circle, and I embossed the circle to have like little dots like sunflowers. So it's not that difficult to make, but there is a lot of work to do with it. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. These are the tools that I'm going to be using to make this card. I have my spatula for crimping or folding the petals glue for obvious reasons. I have my Zots for my button. I have to pick out a button. And then my double stick tape for the envelope. I don't know if I mentioned this. I don't remember if I mentioned this in my last video, but I did not realize that these got so dusty, and schmutz gets on it because it's not sticky when I'm touching it, but I mean, there is a little bit of stickiness, but I didn't realize it gets so much stuff on it. And when I received these from Amazon, I kept them in their Ziploc bag for a long time, and then I just decided to put them in a box with all my other inking stuff, and I never even looked at it to see that it has dust and other stuff on it. So I mean, that could have happened even when I was keeping it in the Ziploc bag. I don't know, but I noticed because I was sending a Halloween card to my cousin, and when I peeled off the tape off the envelope to seal the envelope, I noticed that the edges of all of the tape had dust on it, and I had no idea that was happening, and so that's not a very good look. But I mean, it's not something I can really fix. I have to use this for the envelope, so I don't know what else to say. I will look into the kind that you can lick, but I don't know. I have a feeling that's going to be very expensive, and this is probably my only alternative. Okay, so here are all of my pieces. I've already pre-assembled 3 of the sunflowers. I have 2 that I will assemble, but I already assembled these. You can see the dots from the embossing, and you can see it's a circle inside and here's the flat part, and so you can see that it's a circle in a basically in a circle. I did that because I wasn't thinking. Anyway, so I did these three on purpose because it's going to take me a while to make this card, and I didn't want to take too much time. So here are all my leaves. Here's my pattern paper. Here's my chipboard for the 2 layers, and this is actually in 2 pieces. Here's this piece was glued onto here, and these were 1 piece. So I already glued these on because I was afraid that I was not going to be able to match them up, because like I said before, I make 5 of these, and so I want to make sure that I don't mess or mix them up. So I want to make sure that they're lined up right. So I just glued these on, and I had to cut these twice, this pattern, because for some reason these were flipped on its side. So this is actually over here. This one was actually flipped on its side over here. I don't know why it was like that in my Cricut Design Space, but it was. So I had to cut these twice, and so that was a lot of paper. But actually, no, I think it was only I think it was only 1 sheet that I had to use for all 5 cards. So that was actually very good, and it was a very cheap lesson. And see, I was saying that this is the same pattern for the flap. So, and also I had to make sure that these stems were in the right direction. And then I have all my wood pieces here. So I'm just going to go ahead and start assembling all of these. I'm not sure if you can hear the dogs howling from the sirens. So I'm going to flip it like that. So these go here, and this goes here, this goes here, that goes there, and these 2 go here. And with these, it doesn't matter if it's this way or it's this way. It's wood grain. So I'm just going to go 2 little rows with the glue. And this piece is going to be hanging down in the back. I have my scraper that I can use to just make sure that these are stuck down. Kind of made some glue come out. Okay. This glue has been very good, but I mean, I've said before that the things move around, and then you have to be careful that they don't move around too much. And then when I tried to prove it, it called me a liar because it dried before, or it dried when I was hoping it would still slide around. But yesterday I was working on the next card, and a piece slid, and I didn't notice it, and then it dried, and I tried removing it, and I destroyed the entire card. So I have to make sure that I I have these on and they are right, and make sure that they don't slide around when I'm not looking, because I might put something on top of it that will cause it to slide around. I guess that one's done. So I got to make sure I'm not too hasty on thinking that it's done when it's not. And these, I have a wood grain embossing folder, but I don't want to use that on paper that has the embossing pattern, because it's obviously it's not going to be, the embossing is not going to go in the same direction as the pattern. So I feel like the embossing folder that has the wood grain is for plain blank paper, and you emboss the pattern onto it, and that gives you the illusion of wood grain. So I don't use that wood grain one often, because I'd rather have the wood grain that has like the color of the wood grain. Okay, so this, oh wait, I'm not done. Oops, see, it's sliding around. I have one more thing to add, and that's this message circle, which I think is going to be, it's going to mess people up when they go to write on it, because this is going to, when they write on it, their pen is going to get caught up in that paper cardstock, which is why I think it's probably a better idea to have these personalized, because all I have to do is have the Cricut write out the words, like, Happy Thanksgiving to Aunt Linda, whatever, and family, love, the Johnsons, or whatever. I think that in certain cases it would be easier or better to have me personalize them, but so far nobody has wanted personalization. So okay, so that's that piece, and it's going to be like that when it folds down. So these are going to, these are lining up with these, which is usually how those work. So I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on here. That piece just goes right here, and then this attaches to that other side. I want to make sure that it's on straight, yeah. Oops, and making sure it's on straight, I end up making it crooked. So as long as that's up against there, that's fine. Oops. Just gonna go ahead and fold or glue this. And somebody's driving by with loud music on their car. Okay, I just want to, oops. See, I didn't fold this. I should have folded that first. that should still hold because it still had the glue on it. So now I will fold this one down. It doesn't need it, but I'm just going to do it. So this piece goes on here now, and I don't really think it matters which way it goes because it's, you know, plaid with sunflowers, and I mean it could be sideways and it wouldn't matter. As long as it's on straight, that's all that matters. And you would think that they would be the same, but I'm looking at the project on my Kindle. I took a screenshot of Cricut Design Space, so this is just a screenshot, and I don't know why that's not going away, but anyway, I just took a screenshot. So this is that pattern right there, and I'm trying to make it so it's not glaring. So this is this part is orange on here, so I know that it's a different color. And then this goes here. Not that it matters because you're not really going to be able to see it anyway. Gonna make sure that it's not crooked. I probably should have put this on here before I glued that piece on, but like I said, you're not going to see it anyway, so okay, so that's that. All of these pieces are on. And now this can hang out over here. And I'll start on these, on the layers. So I'm going to go with number 2, the one that goes all the way in the back. This is 1. Here's 2. I'm just going to go ahead and put score the sides and put the chipboard on the back. Oops, I have 2 of them. All right. So this one, I'm gonna have to grab all my green pieces so that I know which one I need. So I'm gonna be using 2 of these, and they're both going to be this kind. And I believe and I just made a pun and I didn't even realize it. I think that those go on like that, but one goes on, oh, it's backwards. One goes on here like this. No, that's too low. So that maybe this one. No, that's not the right one. Is it the right one? Oh, I can't use my phone because it's recording. So let's see, this is the way it's folded. Let me see, is it this way? No, that's the other side. These look like it's got the exact same thing on the bottom. Maybe those go on the right, like this. Oh, here it is. This piece goes here, and this piece goes here. Okay. I was about to pause this and go to Cricut Design Space and find out what I was doing wrong. I'm not going to put it on the whole leaf because actually that was too much. It should just go on the bottom part, because the top part is going to be exposed. So I'm just going to put that there. Yeah, see, I don't want to put too much on there. Okay, so my phone shut off the recording because it was getting too warm, and I have a feeling it's because I use an app called Let's View that allows me to see my video on the computer screen. So now I'm going to be doing this blind. I will be able to, you know, stand up and look at the recording, I guess, if I have to, but if I hear that it stopped recording again, because it's only been a couple of minutes since it did that, so I'm gonna have to get up and check every couple of minutes just to make sure that it's okay and still in frame. So actually, let me get up and see. Okay, I'm still on screen. I'm still in frame, so okay. So one of these goes right in here, and I'm just going to put a little bit inside the center, and I'm going to put that there like that so I can see to make sure that I'm putting it in the right place. So that's fine. And it doesn't matter. This is actually supposed to be at the top. It doesn't matter. It's a sunflower. Nobody really cares. And then this piece I'm going to have to crimp because I didn't do that. I only did the ones that I made already. So this is all I'm doing to crimp these. It's really the lowest tech. So I'm gonna need these. I've got about 4 of these, so I'm just gonna take 4 out. And these are not that small, so I don't need that wax pen. So I can just pick it up with my fingers. Just dab a little bit of glue. I'm just gonna go right here on the leaf, but up enough that you can see it. And then it doesn't have to be on, you know, with the point going up top. It's, you know, can be random. These are hard to take off of this mat. And I wash this mat every time before I make a video, and like a couple minutes in and it already looks dirty. Oops. And I just literally washed it in the sink with dish soap. So that one is done. That one can go in there when I'm ready. Here's number 1. This just has 1 flower on it, or sunflower. So I'm trying to think of what I'm going to be thankful for today. I mean, I have a lot to be thankful for. I have my health, because, you know, I'm alive. Let's see, I have this one for Okay, this is the one that goes on here. I'm just going to go ahead. Well, I'll just put it on the bottom here, and then the stem. So if you don't know my story, if you haven't read my book, I was diagnosed with HIV in 1991. I was 21 years old, and shut up, dog. And a couple years later, I was given a upgrade, if you will, and they diagnosed me as having AIDS, and they put me on medication, and in 2000, I was just waiting to die. My T cells were 50. T cells should be a lot higher than that. But I was just waiting to die. The doctor changed my medicine to some kind of a protease inhibitor, and that little thing right here is where this goes on. The doctor changed my medicine to a protease inhibitor, which made my T cells climb back up. And then I think in 2002, the doctor wanted to change my medicine, and I guess he didn't think that the medicine was working fast enough or good enough or whatever. I put too much glue on there. And he changed it, and I ended up getting a rash from head to toe. And they diagnosed me as having Stevens-Johnson syndrome. So, I mean, I was okay. Obviously, it's 2022 now. That was 20 years ago. I'm still alive. That piece is done. So they diagnosed me with Stevens-Johnson syndrome. I was in the hospital for a week, and this piece is just going to go on here. So I'm just going to put the glue on this side, and it's just going to go on top of one of these leaves. So I'm just going to go like this. So anyway, I was in the hospital for about a week. I survived, obviously, but I'm just thankful that I'm still alive, because I should have been dead 22 years ago or 20 years ago. So I guess someone says you're not ready to go. Maybe they wanted me to make boxcars. I don't know. But I'm still here, and I'm thankful to have my life. And it's still recording good. Be my luck. I was saying all that and nothing was recording. Oops, I went upside down. I mean, a lot of people are thankful that they're healthy, but, I have a little more of a thankfulness for that. Okay, so I have these two that I have not crimped at all. So this is the one, I can tell which ones these are, because these have 3 that are close together and then 4 that are close together, and then the rest of these are not. So this is the top. And then this side, oh, that's the others. This side, this is usually the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and crimp these. And this one it's supposed to be this one on top of one, and then this on top of the other. But for some reason, when I was making these for the other 4 cards, I wasn't paying attention, and I made them all with this one on top. except for I think one. But it doesn't really matter. They're sunflowers. They're not supposed to be perfect. Nature makes sunflowers, so it doesn't matter. And that's the thing with these crafts, is that it doesn't matter. Who cares? As long as you are having fun making the cards, as long as you're having fun doing your crafts, that's really all that matters. It doesn't matter if it's perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. If it was perfect, it would have American Greetings or Hallmark on the back. But these are, you know, me. They're, you know, they're done by a crafter who's making these in his bedroom. Okay, so that's one. So this one, I'm just going to go ahead and put this one on top for the one in the back. And these are going to go on the flap. So that I've got to line it up to make sure it's on right. There we go. Perfect. This thing right here, you're supposed to be able to see through it. So that way you know that it's lined up. And then the brown part goes on here. And it doesn't matter, it just goes on. I mean, I try to make it so that it's centered, but it's fine if it's not perfectly centered. So that's one. And then the second one, this one's going on top. So here's my 3. This does take a while, especially since there are 5 of these for each card. But you want to have it, you want to make it so that they have dimension. If they're just sitting there flat, it's not going to be very, it's not going to look good. It's going to look like you were lazy and didn't want to do the work, you know. And I didn't emboss these. I mean, not emboss. I didn't ink them because, like I just said, there was 5 of them, and I made 5 cards, so that would have been a lot to work. And also, because the edges are so close to or the flower petals are so close to each other, I would have messed it up. So I just thought it would be better to just, you know, do this. Okay, so I don't forget, this goes on top. And I do want to line it up so that it goes on right before I put the glue on. That goes that on the other side. So that goes in here. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look the same. See, that's why I kept messing up. Oh, there we go. That's why I kept messing up, because I couldn't line it up. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the glue on this way, because I'm not going to be able to line it up again. Oops. Did I just mess? Oh no. There. Okay. That's good. It's not, oh, see, it's still sliding, so that's good. Although something is caught. I think that one right there. Okay, that's good. Now this, we're in the home stretch. Okay, so the last thing that needs to be put on are I have to put the leaves onto the flap on the front of the card, and then I just have to put these flowers on, or this sunflowers on, and then put this one on last that I'm folding. So I'm going to set these off to the side. I'm just going to go ahead and put these in here. Number 2. Oops. Okay, before when I had it on my computer screen, I could see what I was doing, but barely. But this way, because I don't have it on my computer screen, I'm not going to see what I'm doing at all. So let's see. It's just got to be up against this, and then that other side up against the edge. So with this side and that side is sliding. It's going to go right up against the edge. That's going to go up. There we go. That side. Going to go up. Don't dry on me. Okay, it's dry. But it folds flat. And the dogs are not helping with my concentration. Oh, this piece goes in the back. And I don't want to put it too high up, but I don't want to put it too low. So that seems okay, right? So I'm just going to put the glue on here and then just put this down like that. And I want to be able to make everything, visible. And I don't want it to mess up with the folding. Okay. Number 1, these go in the front. Oops. That top of that goes up against this edge. Oops. And then this side. I need to be able to see it on my computer screen. Okay, this is a disaster. Push it up from the bottom. There we go. Okay. And this side is on. I have to push it down. As long as it's sitting in straight and it's up against the edge, it's fine. But as long as it folds, that's the test to know that it's perfect. So the last thing is the front flaps. So we've got these 2 leaves here, and according to my image, these grooves go on the top for this one, and it's going to go out like this much. So I'm just going to put this glue on the bottom part of this. Just stick it on here like that. And it doesn't matter that I've got glue everywhere. It's fine because the sunflowers are going to cover it. And then this one, it's going to go down like that a little. But not too much. Oops. Well, about like that. That's the way it shows on the image. Okay, now these go, according to my image, with this one, with this thing sticking out on the top. So this one I'm going to put like this. So I'm just going to put the glue on the bottom. And this one, I'm going to put on most of the back, but not all of it. And this one's going to go down here. And actually that little flower was supposed to go on first, but it's fine. I'm just going to put it behind right here. That's where it goes. And then my pearl, opal, or opal, not pearl, opal. I think it's opal. Pearl, maybe, I don't know. Yellow pearl cabochon. That's it. That's the card that's done. And everything folds normal. And this is how it looks from this view. And that's it. So the last thing to do is the envelope. And I've already folded it so it goes in the right direction. Oops, I just want to make sure I'm getting right. I can barely see it because it's so white. Okay, that's oh. The ink from the paper towel just got all over the card. We don't have any plain white paper towels, so let that be a lesson to me to use the back side of the paper towel, and that's it. And then the front is going to be the double stick tape. Oh, and I forgot to put the button on, so let me get that when I'm done with this. Let me put the tape on. Okay, let's see. Where should I put the button? I think that the button should go on one of these wood pieces. So I'm just going to randomly pick out a button. It says Happy Thanksgiving. It has a pilgrim's hat and a pumpkin. Perfect. So put my Zot on there, right here, and then that's done. And now we have our card that goes right into the envelope, just like this. If we can get it in there. There we go. And it folds down nice and neat. and there's a lot of room. So that's the that's the sunflowers box card, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.